As expected, this film opens with a whimsical preacher in a church asking, "Does your grandfather look like a chimpanzee?" Meaning, the confrontation is only between professors and ignorant preachers, nothing more. There are no scientific questions here. And again, for those who didn't catch it in the previous episode, the preachers were forced to accept the ideas of organism variability to explain the story of Noah's Ark. Regarding the creation of new species, see mutation as a flawed model. As for the gradation in layers, firstly, it does not prove evolution over creation. Secondly, it can be explained in other ways. See the artificial order of the tree of life. A classic example of evolution is brought up at minute 4 o'clock. Bacteria that eat nylon. But is this really evolution? A new species created? It's about the ability to eat food that didn't exist before. Just because there was no nylon until the last century doesn't mean that the bacterium's genome had a command that nylon should not be eaten by it. It's possible that this bacterium existed previously and could have eaten nylon, even in Eden, if they were served it. And even if we assume that the research proved that this bacterium could not eat nylon before, it's just about the ability to eat a new type of food, which is indeed a noteworthy adaptive mutation. But it proves mutation, not the evolution that all species were created in this way, and that new organs and complex systems were created. What does it take to eat nylon? Regarding conclusions from similarities between DNA sequences, see the artificial order of the tree of life. And again, very important, a debate with a Christian preacher asking, why haven't we found the crocoduck, a transitional form between a duck and a crocodile? The professor who responds, of course, despite the duck being small and cute and the crocodile large and ferocious, reptiles preceded birds, not the other way around. But still, the preacher is more correct than the professor. Between reptiles and birds, there is no transitional form. Birds appeared as they are, with a flight system, a breastbone supporting the flight muscles, lighter bones, feathers, and many other features that distinguish birds. At that time, there were only dinosaur reptiles. And yes, intermediate fossils were found. Every creature is a transition between what was before it and what comes after it. Amazing. The question is how suddenly fish appeared, amphibians appeared, reptiles appeared, birds appeared. What's the connection between each of these classes to its peers? The entire film is full of animations and imaginary diagrams presented as if they are facts. Computer animations and graphs are the easy part of the picture. The hard part is proving the things. And yes, there's an answer to gaps in fossils. It's not required to talk about a god who fills in the picture wherever there's a gap and changes one creature to another, accompanied by an unforgettable animation of a bearded man from the clouds. Is this a philosophical argument? Or is the creation argument that God only filled in where there's a gap in the professor's imaginary graph? If God created life, he created all of it, not just those missing in the professor's graph. If talking about God is absurd, then there's no need for the theory of evolution because there's no question for discussion at all. Is the theory of evolution just a theory? Just like Einstein's theory of relativity, every theory still has something to explain, whether it's the theory of relativity, the theory of gravity, or the theory of evolution. 9 o'clock. Again, a misleading and false comparison. The physical theories are indeed just theories, but they are the only possible explanation known to us for the facts. Evolution is not the only explanation, and it's doubtful if it's suitable as an option. Get over it and accept that evolution is a fact today. It's such a fact that researchers use it to investigate antibiotic resistance and pests to crops and developing drugs. 9:30. How exactly is evolution used to produce drugs? Using knowledge about mutations and the adaptability of bacteria. Is this evolution? Is this the transformation of bacteria into insects?